This is the Life's Journey with Best Friends podcast. Listen as two best friends for over 40 years share our experiences, insights, and unique stories. Welcome back, BFFers. I am back. I've been sick for a couple of weeks, so I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I'm sorry. But Diana's been doing really well on her own, having a couple of
guest hosts.
Yeah, guest hosts. So that was nice. I thought I was out of a job, but
never.
I was a little nervous.
We're glad to have you back. Glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. I'm not 100%, but we'll get there.
Yep.
All right. So, we really want to thank you for hanging out with us and listening to our show and recommending us to people. We're getting a lot more likes, a lot more followers. So keep up the good work, BFFers. Thank you. So for our health update for this week, I do want to say that I have reached one of my goals. I'm under 250 pounds.
We're so proud of you. Woo!
And I found out today that I'm actually, I weigh less than my husband finally.
Yay! That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's been a really long time. So that's going, but we'll see. So now we're doing this plant-based thing. So we're back. I'm back on it. Dave's now doing this plant-based.
When you say plant-based, you're not eating meat at all?
Not really. I'm incorporating a little bit of animal protein, being that it's like
chicken.
No, I'm not going that far just yet. So I'm doing like yogurt and cheese and that kind of stuff. He's not doing anything. And he had such a headache yesterday.
Oh, from detox.
Yeah, and he was like, but it's only been, 24 hours or whatever it was. I'm like, yeah, but
sugar detox is horrible.
Yeah, I'm like, your body's not used to it. So he did incorporate a little more food today, so he's feeling a little better.
Okay,
so it's kind of like when you did keto, you got the keto flu. It's the same thing. So I'm hoping that I get the weight loss like I did the last time. So
I'm sure you will.
We'll see.
That's great.
Yeah. So I also have requested again for the shot.
Okay.
So we'll see. This is number 3. If this doesn't work, I'm done. I'm not asking for it again.
I know it's I've been there. Right. It's very frustrating. And what I don't understand is if they gave you the shot and you lost weight, all your other medicines and stuff that insurance pays for would go away.
Right.
So why wouldn't they approve that to get rid of the other, medications and your health?
Right.
But that's just the problem. Like, I don't understand why they're fighting you on this.
No, I don't know. And the thing is I call first to make sure that I'm covered, and they say yes. And then when, we go through the whole thing and then they say, nope, sorry.
I know. I did it, and I was so frustrated. Yeah. I know. And I called, and they're like, oh, no, they should cover you. You just need an authorization. You got to have your doctor fill out the form. Went through all that, and I still was denied.
Right, the second time, and I was like...
But the lady at the weight loss clinic did say there are other medicines that your insurance will approve.
Yeah,
so maybe you should talk to, like, metformin. I know that's a diabetic medicine, but she said usually insurance will approve it.
So that's what we're going through this time. So it's no longer into the shots. It's now an oral to see if pill to see if they'll take that, because that does help too.
Right. I mean, you're pre-diabetic. You have high blood pressure. You have all.
I have high cholesterol.
I mean, losing weight is going to help all that and take away all the other charges.
Right. Yeah.
So again, insurance and stuff just bewilders me.
It does. It does me too.
And I don't know. I mean, on the show when you weren't here, we talked about the Oprah.
I did watch that.
Okay, and she even says she doesn't understand why more people aren't using it.
Because it's not available. They even look at the mom. Even one of the moms said that they couldn't afford the other stuff they want to put her daughter on. They could only afford that stuff because it's just not available.
And the mom couldn't get it because they were getting it for the daughter.
Yeah. So it is. It's crazy. So
I pay a lot of money.
I know you do. And if I get to that point, I may do that. But right now, I'm just like, no.
Watching. I know to bring it back up, but the Oprah thing, she did say the doctors they had on there, it's for the rest of your life.
It is, yeah.
And I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I kind of thought that. I was like, you're gonna have to do that for the rest of your life.
But
Or,
it's
but as someone like you who doesn't have like the food issues that I have, if you stop it, then it might be very different. You
I
may
just
not.
gotta be strict on what I
Right.
eat,
Yeah. Yeah.
and but it's just like having high blood pressure,
Right.
right? I have obesity; it's a disease,
Right.
so
If it's something you've got to
you
take.
got to take for the rest of your life. I
But
got to, but I need to get it covered by
right,
insurance.
and that's the whole thing. Now that you've been on it, you
But
would
see, now
think
I have new insurance, so I'm hoping I can maybe.
switch it over.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know how to do that though. I guess I have to go through a doctor
yeah,
now
I would
instead
talk
of
to your
going through the
doctor. Yeah.
clinic that I'm going through.
Right.
Actually, we just found a place for Jim because the place I go to is just all women. It's called Hormonally Balanced. They do other things besides the shot.
Mhm.
And so Jim just I found a place for him in Burlington. I think it's called Skin MD, and he's gonna have an appointment with them.
Oh,
Maybe they take insurance, and then I can switch over to him with him.
yeah, maybe. Oh, that
So,
would be awesome. Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
yeah,
yeah. Save you a lot of money. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, yeah, and get him off of his other medication too, just
yeah.
like me.
Well, he's
So,
on high blood pressure meds and all
yeah,
that as
yeah,
well.
right.
So,
You're right. It doesn't make
and I
sense to
don't
do
think
it that way.
he's got a bad back, and I just think all this ties into it.
Oh,
So,
I'm sure because the weight pulls on it does. Everything comes down to weight. It 100%. There's no question.
yeah.
The issues I'm having with my back and like remember how a few weeks ago we talked. I was like, oh my gosh, I have this pain in my ass. I got this pain in my knee. It's
It's
all to
all
weight.
tied together.
Yeah. So
All.
that's another reason we went through this.
Yeah.
We're doing this plant-based thing because that also takes away a lot of um, the swelling that you have in your joints and stuff. So Dave wants to see if actually, when I was sick, I went down this wormhole of watching all of these documentaries on
That's what
Netflix.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, and I watched this about being a vegetarian, and then I watched this about how our food is processed. And then I watched this about the blue zones. And then I watched this other thing and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing to myself?
A good place to talk about natural remedies with our guest Eric Fowke, owner of Natural Food Exchange in Stoneham, Massachusetts. Eric is not a physician. Any recommendations and suggestions shared should always be checked with your doctor.
So this is a special segment that we're doing for our health update. Now that spring is upon us.
It has sprung.
It has sprung, although it's getting colder now again. But everyone is having, or at least in my family, they're always having issues with allergies. And we're trying to get more holistic. We're trying to get things more under a natural umbrella and not using all the chemicals and everything that's out there. So we have a very special guest today. This is Eric Fowke. And we've known Eric for a very, very long time.
A long time.
Yes, but I haven't seen you in a very long time
Yes.
either.
No.
So welcome to the BFFs podcast. We are so happy to have you here today.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
So, we know that you have a store. Definitely, please plug your store.
I am the owner of the Natural Food Exchange in Stoneham, Massachusetts.
Okay.
I've been the owner for almost 6 years.
Do you love it? Do you love doing that?
It's a lot of work.
It's
having
a-
store.
I don't think
It's
this
no
is
days off.
I don't think this is the perfect retail economy I've ever seen. I'm not sure people are like, oh my god, I'm beating people off with a stick when they come in. But yeah, no, we're doing okay. We moved
Good.
a couple of years ago. I do like it. I went into it knowing this much about natural stuff, but now
Yeah.
I know a little bit slightly
Okay.
more.
Okay.
So, but
And it's located in Stoneham.
it's located in Stoneham,
What's your address?
39 Pleasant Street, in the back of the Unit 1A.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I drive by
Yeah,
there.
it's
Some
an
days
old
coming home from work.
it's an old 3-story.
They redid it like a few years.
Yeah, it was a daycare.
Yeah.
So people come in and
It's near the school.
my kid was here, and so we changed diapers. We're
This is where they
and
took
now
a
this
nap.
is now this is the CBD case. Am I changed diapers on here?
That is funny. So we're really looking for you to help us and push us into the direction of what do we do for allergies? Because typically, we're as you can hear, I have a cold. I've been, doing over the counter stuff, which I probably should have come to you. But my husband has huge allergies, and it's awful. And I hate to say this, honey, I love you, but it's a pain in the ass because I can't sleep with the windows open.
Yep.
Because all the pollen comes in, and it's either I get cool or my husband can't breathe. So I mean, I have to make that choice.
So for me, I'd get cool because I'm.
Just fuck the husband, whatever.
Yeah,
so,
fine.
like, is there something that he can do to, alleviate that? Like,
so does he take anything now that
no,
works?
no,
or
he tries,
like
but it
or
makes
anything like that?
Claritin D
Claritin.
he makes him so sleepy. It's
Yeah.
awful. One Easter, he literally had to leave and go to bed because he could not keep his eyes
the
open.
Benadryl effect.
Yeah, well,
Just,
we gave that to our kids. No,
no, Benadryl would knock me out. So I had very, very strong allergies from say mid-May to mid-July.
Yeah.
From right at the time we knew each other, from like 15 to 35, I was a mess. Like during that time period, tried different things. They had varying degrees of success. So I can tell you what works for me or works for my wife, and some of the options. The truth is, there's no magic pill.
No, because everyone's body is different.
Yeah.
Right?
So there's a bunch of different approaches. There are. I like herbal things, and I can show you. I think like nettle, which is just an herb.
Yeah,
nettle works very well. It's used in conjunction with quercetin or NAC, which things that were popular during COVID too for respiratory and helps.
Nope, I have no idea what that. I've heard of nettle. I've not heard of anything else.
NAC is essentially It's the abbreviation for an amino acid.
Okay.
Which is very good for. It's an anti-inflammatory. It helps with respiratory. My wife takes it every day. My wife had, not to go off on a tangent, but my wife has something called sarcoidosis, which is inflammation disorder. So it can help control inflammation, especially in the lungs, and hers is in the lining of the lungs. So she takes NAC daily to help keep the level down, so it doesn't require prednisone.
That's pretty interesting.
With the caveat that I'm not a doctor.
Right.
I own a store. I can tell you what works for me and point people in directions.
Yeah.
I like the nettle, the quercetin. There's echinacea would be another one to look at.
That, yeah.
The echinacea golden seal is a good combination that can help. But for me, the biggest change was I changed my diet. I'm much healthier at 55 than I am at 35.
Okay.
So and again, this is the theory of a guy with an art degree, but it seems to hold for my wife and I. If you walk around with a certain level of inflammation, so when I was in my 30s, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would walk around at say an inflammation level of 6.
Okay.
Like I was not eating great, Italian American diet, a lot of chicken parm, a lot of pasta, a lot of a lot of gluten.
Yeah.
And when seasonal allergies come around, I bump up a couple points to like inflammation level of 8.
Okay.
So it triggers the inflammation response from the
because you're already like heightened, so now it's going to make it worse.
So you have a high inflammation. You're walking around at a high inflammation level, and it could be from any number of things. My wife has just basically a condition that her inflammation level is high.
Yeah.
It could be because I wasn't eating right. It could be because I needed to cut my weight.
Right.
It could be any of those combinations, or you could have a gluten intolerance. So if you think about it, we slowly started to get healthy, like in my 30s, and boom, 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 and it started with realizing during the allergy season, beer, which is a lot of wheat, would trigger a response, would knock me, like I'd wake up the next morning like a mess.
It's all swollen.
Yeah. So I switched to scotch.
Oh, nice. Hey.
And it's great.
Yeah.
So around that time,
I gotta remember that.
Yeah. Thanks. But so that little thing, and then we started to eat better, and and you kind of go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. I've done that.
But what ends up happening is, if it works, if you finally go through, maybe gluten doesn't affect you, it affects me a little bit. Maybe you're secretly celiac and you should get rid of it. Who knows? But when you get that inflammation level, say, goes just from a 6 to a 4, and then seasonal allergies come around, you're back to a 6,
Yeah.
and you're fine. When people come in, I'm like, this is not. I can show you what kind of works for me when I have those minor issues,
Right.
But
that's always a good jumping off point, so to know that, okay, this has helped you.
Yeah.
All right, let me try it. Oh, yeah, this helped. And now you go down that. Someone else goes down the rabbit hole and realizes, okay, I need to do what's best for me. And that it helps you to explore different options from what we always say you could buy at Walgreens or CVS or whatever, and all the crap that's out there.
And Kamari, that's what my wife, she was taking, I think it was Claritin D. She started taking it seasonally, 3 months. Then it became 5 months, and then it became 8 months and 9 months, and that's right around that time. We're like, what? Like, this is not supposed to be a multivitamin.
Right.
I mean, what the hell are we doing? Like, I mean, what are we doing?
Right.
I mean, and that was part because she had
your body gets used to it too.
Well, that, and she also had that undiagnosed. We didn't realize for years that she probably had this sarcoidosis in some form for a long time. But that was, modern medicine is. I just keep taking it. It's fine,
right.
Right.
You
pay the copay. You're good. Like,
right. Yeah. And there's so many things out there that, are that God has put on this earth that it's like, hey, it's here for a reason. We need to figure out what that reason is.
Yeah. And if you do your part as well, it's taking nettle might not, is it your husband?
Yeah.
Yeah. It might not be enough.
Right.
I mean, because if he's taking, it will help. It definitely can help, but it might be part of kind of a multi-tier approach. Like maybe you can't drink beer during that season. Just the scotch.
I was going to say he'll switch to scotch.
I'll give him a drinking list. Like, I mean, I'll get
this is clear liquid. You can get away with clear liquid.
We can walk the aisle of the Natural Food Exchange, and then we can drive to the liquor store. And we can walk and we can walk the Scotch aisle. I mean, like
perfect.
So there's the herbal approach. There's homeopathic remedies, which are more. It's not really. I don't have a strong depth of knowledge in all candor. It's not really my thing, but there are some energy-based, if you will, remedies.
What's the difference between homeopathic and...
So homeopathic is a variety of. I have. So you can read. That's the homeopathic remedy.
Okay, so this is for allergy. Okay, so homeopathic may temporarily relieve the symptoms with runny nose, itchy, watery eyes. I have no idea what any of that says.
Right, so those are basically
allium. I know what that is.
Allium. There is echinacea in there. Okay. There is some other stuff, but the homeopathic approach is energy based. So there's energy in things, and it affects your systems in your body differently. Okay. I relate more to give me a ground up herb. If your joints are swollen, turmeric is an herb. Give me that.
Oh, that's what you were just talking about.
That's more how that relates to me. But there's that approach. There are companies that go the route of your digestive health.
Yeah.
So there are. I have one in there. It's Enzymatica is the company, but they make an allergies, which is essentially just digestive enzymes, and it helps you break down things to everything. So far we've seen shouldn't be drowsy.
Okay.
There are definitely some other herbs that you can get to help you sleep that will.
I know that.
Knock you down. There's nothing in here so far. Okay. We're gonna go off on another end.
Sorry.
You can't sell that in this store.
No.
Do you recommend just to take these during the
season?
So some people will. It depends. So Kamari will take that.
Yeah.
Every day.
Okay.
Every day.
365 days a year.
When she remembers.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which is a.
Yeah.
Ongoing challenge.
Yeah.
Ongoing challenge. I line them up every day like tequila shots and boom, 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 and I'm done.
Maybe if you put tequila shots, you would.
Cognac.
That's
her thing. But so she takes it every day because she's trying to actively, she has something just in herself that is creating a level of
Gotcha.
inflammation.
Okay.
I would generally take that just situationally. So if I had a whatever, if I had a cold
Yep.
or
Allergy
if
season was
allergy
coming up.
season, I could take that. I don't need to take but I don't need to take that every day necessarily.
Okay.
So it depends. A lot of the herbal remedies are, you should start taking them when seasonally. I would say for me, if I needed to take them in May,
Yeah.
and just start taking them because they take time to build up.
Oh,
They're not
that
as
makes
they're not
sense.
as dramatic.
So it's not an instant thing you have to build it. Okay. So
Yes.
what made you decide to go from like your traditional over-the-counter medication to doing these types of medicines? Like, did you have an aha moment, or were you
Well, I
like,
bought a store called the Natural Food Exchange, so
I'm sure you one
it's
day
tough
you didn't
to
say,
it's
I
tough.
think I'm going to buy this store, even
And
though I
then
don't know
switch
anything.
over.
They didn't have an account with Bayer. I would like to stay off prescription medications for the entirety of my existence.
Why?
I don't trust the long-term effects. I think our bodies are so. I just said like nettle
Yeah.
is our body. People have been taking nettle for hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of years. Our
Yeah.
bodies are more adapted to taking a. I really sound like I need like a drum.
No,
You know,
no. You're
know,
in good company
but
here. It's okay.
I prefer to take something natural
Yeah.
and take as little as possible, even of this stuff. So, like I take for someone who owns a store like that, I take a half dozen things.
Yeah.
That's it. And that sounds like a lot to someone who,
Right,
but
doesn't take anything.
but when I tell customers I only take like a half dozen things, they're like, really? Some of it's some of it's genetic, a lot of it is environmental,
Yeah.
a lot of it is dietary and habits and alcohol consumption. I like
Right.
scotch, but I'll have one, not
Yeah.
14. I mean, a lot of it is, well, I mean, it's, there's tons of factors.
Sure.
But I would prefer not to be tied to a synthetic drug that I don't necessarily know what the long-term effects are.
Now, my husband and I are eating plant-based just to kind of get,
Yeah.
our swelling down and, kind of
Great.
get our shit together and get our guts, back.
And
whatever.
that will probably help his allergies and
That's what we're hoping.
and that's so there's different levels. So you're doing vegan or vegetarian?
No, well, vegetarian.
Vegetarian. Okay.
So we're still eating honey,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. But
Oh.
we're just starting to do that.
And some people use if you get local honey.
Yeah.
They sell a lot of local honey
local, because of where we live, that helps him.
They take the pollen
Yeah.
from, so if you get a local honey within 20-mile radius or whatever, some people feel that it helps with their allergies,
Right.
because
Really?
the bees pollinate the
Okay.
very things that are
You're allergic to.
triggering.
Actually,
I
want to
don't-
raise- I want to do bees. I want to
You
raise
do?
bees. I do. I want to do bees and chickens. But
Oh,
I
we
love
do it. The
chickens.
Natural Food Exchange does a yearly how to raise bees.
Really?
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
is it? I'm signing up.
Rob, when are we doing it? So no, the guy who supplies the honey.
Yep.
His name's Rob. He's a great guy. You should have him on.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Oh, I would love to.
And
absolutely.
you get along great with him. I'll talk to him.
Okay.
But he's done the past couple of years. He's done a free bee seminar at the store.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I let him
I've
use
looked into it.
I let him use the back room.
I know you have to buy the queen, and you have to
He
do all
can
these things.
he
Yeah.
can walk you through all of it.
How long have you had the business?
June will be 6 years.
6 years. So
Yeah.
do you find people are now coming in a little bit more after COVID, saying, "Hey, I'm kind of looking for a more holistic way, or more herbal way to
Right.
treat things
More
now
natural.
that the world went crazy for a little while."
Yes. Well, we always had a certain level of people. So it's a very diverse, like the store is very diverse. There are people who I'm the fourth owner, have known every single owner over the past 40 years.
So it's
Okay.
been the same place?
4 different locations or 5 different locations. But so there's there's the old guard that have been coming in forever, you know, but we get new people on different levels of like the journey.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
say-
Yeah.
yeah. I
it's
mean,
a
who are
journey.
just starting and come in on a recommendation, or we do a lot of social media, but within that, some people are literally in only because they're celiac and we have mostly gluten free. So they come in and they're like, I need boom, 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 boom. I'm
Right.
not super into the supplements. My daughter is celiac, and they come in and that's all they do, and that's great.
Gotcha.
Other people do keto. They feel like some people are vegan or vegetarian. So we
Yeah.
have a decent selection of the vitamins that comply with that.
Yeah.
There's so many like little subcultures
Mhm.
that
So you
it's
just
all,
have a
it's
wide
very
range of everything.
I thought honestly when I bought it I was like I'm gonna have to up my game, like I do enjoy a roast beef now and I remember telling Julie who's still with the store, I was like, hey Julie, like if I go to the roast beef, like I forgot my lunch, like is that gonna be a problem? Yeah, no, there was one. Like, is that gonna be a problem? And she started laughing. She's like, of course. Like, everybody's different.
Because I'm sure there's more of a variety there than you can find at like your Costco or Walmart or whatever.
But I feel like if Amazon, you don't have Eric to ask, hey, listen.
No,
this is
that's what I mean. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So that's a great. So, and I don't want to compare, but so for someone like me, as a big woman who is trying to learn how to run, I bought a pair of sneakers and they sucked, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are killing my feet. What am I doing? So, reading a lot of these articles, I was like, okay, they said go to a running store.
Yep.
Talk to the people that know the stuff, and I have found the best sneakers. I'm so happy with them. So, kind of the same thing.
Right.
It's very
We need to come talk to you because I might think that this is what I need to take. Like for vitamin D, I know now that you need to have these other vitamins with it in order for you to absorb that. Yep. I did not know that. We were just taking regular vitamin D.
Because no one tells you.
If you pick this up and go, what do you think of this?
Right.
You can get a review and you might be able to figure out if you like that one. But the things, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And you get that more if you go to in person.
Right. So that completely makes sense.
Like you just said about vitamin D.
Yeah.
Cod liver oil is the new if you want to do the totally natural thing, like cod liver oil has A, K, E, and there's a bunch of like papers coming out that if you really want to go back to nature, cod liver oil, fish oil has them in proportions that our bodies have been used to. We've been eating fish for thousands of years. We've been eating, that's just cod liver oil, and you take a little. It's now lemon flavored. It doesn't even doesn't even taste.
No,
there's like 5 different flavors, and you can even get it in gel caps that you don't even do it. But it's like a trend that if you really want to go back to nature, then the proportions of the D, unless medically. Like they told you, take 50,000 units of vitamin D or something. That's different.
I had to do that in the beginning because I was so low in D. They gave me a prescription. Do this for 2 months.
Yep.
And then they're like, okay, and then take this many IUs afterwards. But then it was like, oh, you have to have it with vitamin A and K.
Yeah.
And some other.
The oil, but so that there's fat soluble vitamins. That's those, and then like B's and C's are water soluble typically.
See, there's all this stuff that no one knows about. Right. So you're better off going into Eric's store to talk to him.
Right.
So we would love to have you back for other segments.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
You would, like maybe once a month.
We can get drunk and we can do my Yelp reviews.
Oh my God!
I have some pretty good Yelp reviews.
That would be so much fun. So our next show, we should talk about menopause.
Menopause.
Okay, I'll have to wear different clothes.
We'll have fans on in the room. It'll be on.
Why do I think that's just going to be me? That's going to be me being yelled at by 4 women for 25 minutes. You don't understand.
Chrissy had. There was an episode. I don't think I was part of the episode.
Last week.
Yep. And Chrissy was talking about different drinks. I don't really know. What were you talking about? You were there.
We were
All right.
talking about healthier options for beverages and stuff like that. So
Okay.
this is kombucha. This is a fermented tea that is.
Can't you get drunk off of this? I heard.
Ask the pro.
No.
Oh, it's fermented.
Sadly, no. It has a less than 0.5% alcohol. If it
Give that to
if
Julie.
it goes past its expiration date, that goes up marginally, but not enough
Thank you, sir.
to. I mean, you'd have to drink 40 of these.
Okay. I want to
So
take
it does have a trace amount of alcohol, but it's legal enough.
I was going to see,
that
so I
it
won't get
doesn't-
pulled
It doesn't
over.
have to be in a liquor store.
Okay.
All right.
So, all right. So this is
Cheers,
called
ladies.
Brew Doctor. It's coastal cranberry. It says
Cheers.
green tea, organic kombucha. Tasty
Cheers.
and fizzy.
Thank you for
Cheers.
coming.
Cheers.
Kombucha.
Thank you.
Cheers.
All right. So,
Do we drink it off or sip?
no, it's not a
It's
a
shot.
So
Do it as a shot, ready?
Kombucha can be an acquired taste. So
Oh, I like
Oh,
it.
it's not bad,
I
actually.
like it.
Oh, I like it.
There's tons of different brands and flavors.
Okay.
This
This
one's
one's-
cranberry.
Yeah, this
Good.
is fruity, floral, and herbal, and then there's also a spicy, but it's not.
This is good for gut health and digestion.
All right, so
Okay.
there are calories
Ooh,
in
I-
here. There's
I like
70
this.
calories. Oh, it's organic and it's non-GMO. Ooh.
This
Oh, it
isn't
says
bad.
no.
So this is a better option than obviously a soda. But the main thing
Ooh,
is
that's
that it's it will help with gut health.
Okay.
So
I need that.
it's a mild probiotic. It's
So you don't
not-
have the exploding diarrhea? It's got to come up at least once.
Somehow.
I never had it.
I
can't wait
beg
till
to
you get it.
differ.
When?
I beg to differ when I get the text going to the third floor.
Oh boy.
I didn't say it was explosive.
You're running. That's good.
I like
Not
that.
bad.
And I'm
Nice
fussy.
choice.
That was good.
I
need gut health.
Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna.
So these are like the pre and probiotic sodas.
Okay.
So these are not true kombuchas.
No.
These are more like a typical soda.
So it's better than drinking. Well, this isn't bad. This stuff.
Yeah, that's what I drink.
It's seltzer.
Yeah.
There's
We
no
were
calories.
talking
We
There's
about
no
quit
calories.
soda like 10 years ago.
But there's the poppy you were talking about.
So it's an actual. It's soda and it's
And it's a
flavored, and it's
probiotic?
prebiotic.
Prebiotic. What does that
So-
mean?
What's the difference between a
Pro-
prebiotic and a probiotic?
So, probiotic is what you hear commonly. It is the bacteria in your gut.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's thousands of different variations. There's there's 100 or so that they've mapped. Different strains, essentially. That's why every probiotic is slightly different. They have
Okay.
different strains.
Oh.
But prebiotic is just food that's not easily digested. And what that does is it goes further through your stomach, down your digestive tract, and it provides food for the probiotics that are further in like your intestines.
Okay.
So if you don't have a lot of fiber or things like that, you well, if you're doing
I poop. You don't poop.
so
Unless it's
So
like
essentially, if you have a high fiber diet
Yeah.
and it's going, you may not need a prebiotic.
okay.
But if you to help your gut health, you
Yeah.
need to give food to all the bacteria. All
So
at
the
once.
bacteria needs to eat your food.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All
a lot
right.
of times it's
gets it
inulin
in.
or Jerusalem artichokes have inulin, so sometimes we'll list that. But it's
What flavor is
basically
this?
it's
Lemon lime.
not easily digestible.
Okay. Oh, this is good.
You don't like it?
What is it? Sweet?
Yeah.
It's got a little
It's
after.
too-
It's got a little aftertaste. for
It's
me.
too sweet for me. Like I like this.
Try
was
the
good.
cherry
Yeah.
limeade.
Yeah, I'm not a big like just soda in
This is-
general.
yeah.
No, I don't
me
drink
either.
it, but it's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's just not. I would never.
I won't drink the cream soda. I don't like cream soda. Blech.
I just bought
Sorry,
this.
Olipop. I know you sell well. It's just not my style.
All right, I want to try the cherry limeade. Sorry.
Go for it. That's what we brought all the time. All right, I'll try that.
Just put it in
Pour
here.
it in here.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Does anyone
Good.
want
No,
some?
I'm good.
I'm good too.
Julie?
not as fuzzy.
See, no, I don't mind this one.
It's
I think
not
'cause
as
it's
sweet.
not as sweet.
Yeah, it's not
That
as
one
sweet.
is too sweet for me.
So this is a different
I like
brand
this.
too. This is
The poppy.
the poppy. The poppy.
Right now I'm gonna try.
It's good.
It is good.
It'd be great with vodka.
It would be great with vodka.
I
in the
know,
summer
right?
Instead of the splash of cranberry.
Yeah.
There are the mega food.
Oh, I like that.
Are good with tequila.
The mega food's what?
Mega food makes powdered kombuchas, so you can take them on the road and
Oh.
just pour them in.
And
And
you
I
like
actually made. I brought one home. And I actually made one with.
Really? Oh, I love tequila. One of my really good friends works at Mega Food. And so
really?
I'm very partial to buying their brands.
They're very good.
Yeah.
They're
They're right
excellent.
in Londonderry, so
Yep.
they're not far
Yeah,
from
they're
me.
a local
Yeah.
New England company.
Yeah.
They're good. They're
When
think
she
the
first started
vitamins are-
working there, she texted me. She's like, "You're not going to believe this." She's like, "But a huge truck of carrots just pulled up."
Yep.
I said, "Yeah." She's like, "I didn't really think they made their vitamins out of food. She's like, I thought it was all chemicals." She's like, "They make them out of food."
So that's the higher. So again, like the cod liver oil,
Yeah.
Mega Food. I always use the example that you want iron, they grind up spinach.
Yeah.
And that's it's that simple.
Mhm.
And then your body processes it
Yeah. That's
better
pretty cool.
than extracting. Taking a nail and chewing on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It does,
Taking all the
Yeah.
chemical part
I
out of
actually
it.
started. That's the vitamin.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So they're more expensive. Whole food vitamins are more expensive,
Yeah.
but you do get what you pay for.
Right.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
I
thank you
enjoy.
so much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
You for coming. We
That
really
was-
appreciate
this
it.
was
This is
fun.
a lot of great
Yeah.
information. It is a lot of information, but I'm going to take it and do my.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go through. We're gonna
Craziness.
go through the stuff I can leave behind, and you can
Okay.
take a bunch of stuff.
Just one more time,
Yes.
say the name of your store
Natural-
and where you're at.
Natural Food Exchange, 39 Pleasant Street, Unit 1A, Stoneham, Mass. 781-944-8498.
Now back to the episode.
Okay, so I have to recommend this for everyone. It's on Netflix.
It's called the Blue Zones.
The Blue Zones.
Okay.
So this man, a very long story, but basically what he does is he's gone to several places all over the world. There's a place in the United States too. And these places, the people have lived the longest out of anywhere in the world, and he wants to know why. So he looks at their food, he looks at how they live, he looks at now it's not just their food, it's also their friendships. It's all of these other things that are all combined.
It's not their it's
exercise-
their work habits, and they're not stressed
They're-
out like Americans
right,
and working.
they're walking and they're doing this stuff. Then there's one place in America, and I've heard of this place a few times now. You have to watch it, and then I know you're going to get a little bored with it, but just
How long is? How many episodes?
I
Is
think
it a
it's
lot?
4 or 5.
Oh, I can handle
yeah,
that.
yeah, no,
All right.
it's good. I absolutely
I
loved
just
it.
so another thing is my niece, when she went over to I know I've said this before too, and I keep repeating myself, but it's how unhealthy America is.
Yeah.
She went and became a nanny for like a year and a half or
Who
something.
is this?
Kaylee.
Oh, okay.
Over in Ireland, maybe.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, right after college.
Oh.
And she lost so much weight because their food is different. Their
It's
snacks are
food.
different.
Yeah, it's real food.
It's not the preservatives or the steroids that they're shooting these animals up
Right.
with.
Yep. No, absolutely. So, yeah, Julie's showing all of the different
Okay.
places.
Italy.
Yeah, Sardinia. There's Greece. It was unbelievable. And the big
California.
Yeah. Oh, they're vegetarians. So the biggest thing I got
that's
from all of
interesting.
this, all of these shows that I watched was no preservatives.
Yep, no preservatives.
And move. Not you don't have to exercise, just walk. Being with friends a lot of the time, and
Depends on what friend. Sorry.
but no, being
No,
with, and being with your family and all of that stuff, and not worrying about the bullshit.
The European lifestyle of work is so much different
Yeah.
than the United States. They're not as uptight and 9 to
9 to 5. Let's just say 9
but
to
you know
5.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But overtime and
Yeah.
work doesn't consume them like it does Americans.
Right. Well, because when you first meet an American, people ask each other, "What do you do for a living?" Not, "Who are you?" not what do you enjoy. It's what you do. And people take pride in themselves, and they should. You work that hard for it. But that's, I'm learning, I think, now that, I'm
As we're
55.
getting older, it's
It's
not
not
all
that
about that.
important.
Right.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I can say that because I have a job and I'm lucky, but I'm like, I want to retire in 10 years, and I don't know if that's possible the way things are going. So, you know, something's got to change, something's got to give. So
Yeah.
maybe it's now I start growing my own food. I don't know.
It's funny. I want to try a garden this summer since we're not
We're
going
gonna
away.
call you Nana Boney too.
But Jim said he won't help me.
Oh gosh.
But I was thinking, even if I grew like peppers in a barrel, like
yeah, you
a
can do
pot.
that. Yeah.
I
Right
don't
out on the deck.
right. I
Yeah.
don't have to have a ton of garden like my grandmother did, a
No.
ton of
And see if you
vegetables,
even like it.
because I want to do like peppers, maybe some lettuce.
Lettuce is a pain in the ass, I'll tell you.
Yeah, my
It is.
grandmother grew that. Peppers, she did tomatoes. I'm not,
You don't eat them.
nobody in my family eats tomatoes, so
I say start with peppers and then maybe a fruit or something that you like strawberries or blueberries. So we have a blueberry.
Neither. No, I like strawberries. I don't like fresh blueberries. I love them cooked, don't like them fresh.
So it's funny, we have a blueberry bush that came with the house, and then I did a strawberry plant last year. And every time Zane would come over, I'd be like, "You want to go pick some berries?" And he would just go right over and start
awesome.
eating them. So maybe you do it with the grandkids or something.
Oh my God, they would love that.
Yeah. Another thing, though, I do want to mention about my health update. I think I said it the last podcast that I was on, but I'm not sure. But I've signed up for the Muddy Princess.
I'm so proud of you because I could never do it.
All right, yet you can.
No,
I'm telling you, if I can,
I'd die of a heart attack on the course.
If I can do it, anyone can do it. I don't run. I walk.
But those obstacles are hard. That you have to climb up.
You don't have to do all of them. So I do a couple that have challenged me. One of them scared the shit out of me.
Did you have to crawl through the mud?
Oh, that was fun. Yes, and that was fun.
That would scare me.
There was
claustrophobia would
I
set
had claustrophobia, but it's not. So there was one, it was like a ditch, right? And then over it, they put a fence. And it was water in the hole. And so you literally had to get into the hole and grab the fence and go. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. There were frogs in it. You would have freaked out.
I would have screamed if I fell in the hole. Oh my gosh, I probably would have.
It was great. No, you're in the hole. You have to be in the hole in order to do it.
But if you're floating,
you're floating and you're pulling yourself.
Oh, you're pulling.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, if you let go and fell by accident because you were
you could
tired,
stand right up. Yeah.
I'd fall in the hole with frogs.
It was awesome. So yeah, so if there are any BFFers that are interested, please email us. I'll send you the team name. Haven't decided on it yet. I have a few out there.
Run, Forest, Run is my favorite.
Oh, no, I didn't
put that. I know. I just made that up. So I had my second yoga class, and I absolutely loved it.
I'm so happy to hear that.
And I was so sore the 2 days after because she had us doing squats and leg things, and my butt killed.
How was that trying to sit down on the toilet?
It wasn't that bad, but I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I really, really enjoyed it. There were no farting this class, so I was very happy. But no,
I didn't come from you.
No, I was in the back of the class, Chrissy and I loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Yeah. But isn't it crazy? 2 days after you're sore.
Yeah, 2 days.
And how long were you sore for?
So Sunday I was better.
Okay.
So really Friday and Saturday, a little bit Friday, a lot Saturday, and then I was fine on Sunday.
Okay. That's good.
And I had the grandkids here, and they were like stepping on me. I'm like, Nana's sore. So
that's the best kind of sore, though. It's so awesome. Did you know you've done something? Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so I like it. So we talked about re-signing up, but I think we're gonna try Tai Chi instead.
Oh, that's like the
the slow motion. I think that's our next class.
Can you let me know? I might not do it just because it's another day out of the house, but let me know. I might be interested. Going on to our next segment, aging ungracefully. For whatever reason,
I like it being called
unaging gracefully.
Yes.
I guess I never realized I kept saying it that way. And Julie pointed it out, and then every time I would kind of talk about it to myself, like, oh, what am I going to talk about with the unaging gracefully? And I'm like, oh,
I wish
am
we
saying
could
that.
unage.
I know, right? Well, that's what we're
gracefully.
trying to do. We're trying to unage by doing all of these things, by exercising, by drinking our water, by, taking our vitamins and doing the right thing. So we're trying to unage what we've done to ourselves over the last 20 years. So
I take vitamins every night
I
now.
know. I'm so proud of you. That's for your hair, though.
No, I take a vitamin.
Do you?
Yeah, besides my Nutrafol, I do a regular.
Flintstones chewable?
No, it's
Is it a gummy?
No, it's a pill.
That soreness too.
Yeah.
I think that's a part of it as well. So, that's definitely part of this aging grease
Sucks.
thing. Sucky.
Sucks.
Yeah, absolutely sucks. So we've got to figure out how to change that. We've got to figure out.
I walk every day at work.
I know, that's awesome.
Yep, twice a day.
That's cool.
And now I have to climb the garage stairs. Well, I don't have to. I do. Because they let you park on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd floor.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I'm there on the 4th floor. I take the stairs up.
Nice. So you're doing
at
like
night.
we talked about a few weeks ago. What was
My
it?
napping. Snacking.
Snacking. Your
Not napping.
exercise
It's snacking.
Which you were napping.
Yes, my short intervals of exercise.
That's awesome.
So I snack the stairs.
You snack the stairs. Nice. Good for you.
It's little. It's something, right?
Yeah, but no, it's
I'm
better.
not just sitting on my ass anymore.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's what I'm starting to do that too. I get up in the morning. I mean, I didn't last week because I was so sick. I could barely get out of. I didn't even go to work every day, which is so unlike me. So my obsession for this week. So you know that story about the body parts from New York?
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay. I just was gonna.
So within that whole thing, those people never went to jail. They put, a thing on their ankle and they sent them on their way. One of the suspects was then arrested for shoplifting. Get this shit, right?
Well, how
cracked
stupid
up.
are they?
So a woman accused of hiding hacked up body parts around Long Island was arrested again after she was sent free without bail. So she was arrested in CVS. And she said, yes, I did do this. I stole eyelashes and nail polish. And she said, excuse me, the reason was I forgot my money and really didn't feel like walking back over. So, excuse me.
Take a sip.
She was arraigned on petty larceny charges and held on bail.
Yay, because she violated her anklet.
Right, but because she stole something,
whatever they
not because
call
she
that.
scattered body parts.
Imagine she got arrested for stealing eyelashes, but not killing somebody and having body parts.
Right.
How does that make sense?
And the judge said, well, you couldn't even make it 9 days without being arrested again.
Scumbag.
So this article that I'm looking at, they actually show a picture of one of the dismembered body parts. Some of the parts are like phased out, but I was like, look, they showed the arm. That was what the high schooler found. Oops.
She found the arm.
Yeah, that's what she found. They showed that picture. Do you believe that? I was like,
I love that stuff. Though.
I know, I do too. That's why I showed it to you.
Imagine that high schooler though seeing that walking down the street.
Right.
So,
Right.
I don't know if you follow X at all, Twitter.
A little bit, not a ton.
So I don't know. There was an accident in California. A pedestrian was hit by a train, and they had a guy go over and steal one of the legs of the person that was killed by the train. And they have video of it, of him. This is going to be gross. I'm sorry. But he was walking down the street eating it.
Eating it?
Yes. And I'll send the link to Julie.
Was he on bath salts or
I don't
something?
know what it was.
Oh.
And they have him on video just like going to town on the leg. It was so disgusting. But I watched it like 10 times. No, I know.
That's my crazy
La, la, la,
like
la,
it's
la,
going
la.
on the cob. What? Gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
you need to send that
I
to
will.
me. That's so insane. Oh,
Sorry, that just reminded me.
no, that's okay. Yeah,
So my obsession is something way different.
okay.
My obsession is this show and it's not new. I think it has 3 seasons. It's called Resident Alien. And it's about an alien that lands in Colorado. Is it Colorado? Yes. Lands in Colorado and he takes a human form.
Okay.
And he is just got the driest sense of humor, and the way he talks and he laughs like ah. No, I'm telling you, I'm not doing it justice because it is just so funny. Jim and my friend Amy told us about it. And we're like addicted to it. And the person that is the star of the show is Alan Tudyk. And he was, I don't know if anybody watched Dodgeball, but he was the pirate in Dodgeball. And he's just hysterical in this show. Hysterical.
Now, is it on? It's on Netflix.
So it's on Netflix the first 2 seasons, but it plays live seasons on Sci-Fi.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll have to check it out because I had mentioned it.
Like we sit and watch it. Jason actually likes it. He's been watching it with us.
Oh wow!
And we laugh out loud because it's so stupidly funny.
And that's what you need sometimes.
Oh my god! I'm not going to give away anything, but it's funny.
Oh, okay.
It kind of reminds me of Schitt's Creek a little, just the humor of it.
I love
Schitt's
Creek,
I think everybody should give it a try because it's hysterical.
I will give it a try and I will let you know. I know you mentioned it to me. I said it to Dave and he said I watched it a couple episodes and I'm like, really? Because he loves that dry sense of humor.
Oh my god, I love it. Okay. Love it. Okay. Very good. You got to watch it.
So the other new thing that has just kind of come to fruition is the P. Diddy thing.
What the fuck?
So he wasn't home and he just somehow left the day before.
So who tipped him off?
Well, someone totally did.
Because they arrested his sons.
Yeah.
So he's going to let his kids take the fall?
Of course, he's a piece of shit.
Sex trafficker, pedophile.
Yeah. I think
allegedly.
So I know this is all allegedly. This is all just starting to come out. If you don't know about the story, the feds.
We'll post a link to a story.
The feds have went to both of
raided his house in Miami and in California.
Yeah, both of them, and we don't know what they've seized yet. We have no idea. We know that just his sons were home in one of the houses, and they've arrested them. Diddy. His plane is in Antigua, but they say he's not there. They say he's in Miami. So we'll talk about the Nickelodeon thing.
The docu-series that came out.
Yeah, and it is so sad to know what these. So you know,
so you watch these shows because our kids.
Yeah.
So our kids watched. I loved iCarly. Loved Zoe 101. Loved. There was another
Drake
one.
And Josh.
Drake and Josh. My Josh. I can never say that right. Loved those shows.
Yeah. We weren't a big Zoe 101. I think Nick got a little bit too old for that, and the girls just didn't.
Or she ended up pregnant.
Or something. Yeah.
You know, no one said anything because they probably didn't know he was doing it to anybody else.
Right. That's true. And you think, well, predators let you think that
right?
You're the only one.
And that they're going to hurt your family or they're going to do something and you can't tell anybody. And I give these guys, Drake Bell, so much credit for coming out.
Yep. Because
he probably thought, oh, if I come out, I'm going to blackball myself or.
Right, because you're making so much money. Well, I think that's
no one's going to hire me if it's, they think I lie.
Right. I think that's going to happen with P. Diddy and Justin Bieber. I think there's a lot of things that are there.
Well, Justin Bieber is having a lot of issues. I mean.
Yeah. I think there's a lot there more than we realize. He was a young kid and he was like thrown into that life. And I'm sorry, but someone that wants to hang out with a 12, 13, 14-year-old. All right, so now we're going to talk about our Tidbit.
I was like, no, I wasn't thinking.
So it's not really, it is a story from when we were younger, but I don't remember how this came up about jelly shoes.
I think somebody posted a picture of jelly shoes and said the 80s Crocs.
Yes, that's what it was, the 80s Crocs. My gosh, I'm surprised you don't like Crocs because you loved
loved
jelly.
Yeah, but Crocs are ugly.
Jelly shoes are ugly too.
Remember when they would come apart?
Oh
Like they
my
would break and you'd be
yes.
like, "Wah!"
And we would buy them at like the cheapest
Bradley's.
place. And you'd wear them and they would dig into your
Yes,
feet
the
and
back of your
cut you.
heels.
Oh, it was awful.
But I think I had a white pair, a pink pair,
And the shiny,
Yeah.
like colored
iridescent.
ones. Yes. Oh my gosh. And you have them to match with every outfit. Now, do you remember wearing the ankle socks with the lace with them? Oh
What the
my
fuck
gosh.
was up with that?
That
I
was
do remember
Madonna.
that.
I think that was a Madonna thing. You know, she wore those little socks or whatever.
I wonder how jelly shoes became a thing.
I don't know. I think it was, you know, they marketed it to kids that were our age, girls that were our age, and was like, oh, you can have these for every outfit. They're going to cut the fuck out of your feet, but you'll look stylish.
I loved them.
Oh my gosh, I had Band-Aids upon
I think I
Band-Aids
did
upon
too.
Band-Aids.
I can remember being pissed when they would break
Yeah.
and they'd have the I
was
want
like
to say wire, but it's
Yeah,
not.
it
But
wasn't a wire. It was just
but-
really
what is that
thick
word? What is
plastic.
Yeah. Like
What are
the
you thinking?
I can't think of the word. No, just like the part of it. Like I was gonna say a stick, but I don't know. The word is gone.
Unaging gracefully.
Thank you, menopause.
The fog, the brain fog. No, and my feet would slide them in the summer. They'd get sweaty.
You had to wear
yeah,
socks.
Those were awful, awful.
The ankle
But now
socks with the ruffles.
we did
Oh my
find out that
God.
they're making them again. For little
Should
kids.
we all get pairs?
We should. Oh my gosh, we totally should get matching pairs and wear them.
Oh,
my
those are
gosh,
ugly.
Those are
With the ankle socks.
I know,
though.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
I had the slip-on ones.
Yeah, I had the slip. I didn't have the buckle ones.
No, me neither.
Those look. Oh my gosh. But
Some of them had glitter in them.
They did.
Pink with glitter.
Yeah, and they were so pretty. Oh my
I
gosh.
love them.
I know. All right, yeah, we need to find them and wear them and make them our BFF shoes. Oh, maybe we can sell them online too.
I could say BFF right across.
Yeah, right. With like a little picture. Oh, we can put the logo on it and everything.
Our faces.
Yeah, that would be cute.
Oh,
No.
goodness.
All right. Well, I think
That's it, right?
that's it for now. Yeah. Yeah. So
Well, thanks for joining us, BFFers.
Yeah, thank you very much for
This is
coming up.
episode 37. Holy moly.
Wow.
Who would have thought when we started this in my piss basement?
Guys, you have no idea. You have no idea. We were in the fucking basement where I don't know if the cat pissed on the floor or what it was.
It pissed all over the place down
and
there.
we had candles lit, and finally we had to leave.
I said, let's just
we
record in the
couldn't-
living room.
We
I
couldn't
can't.
breathe.
Yeah, it was
It's
awful.
awful.
And we were in the dungeon. And we've come 37 episodes later. And we have our own studio.
Yeah.
We have our
So,
own studio.
Big change, and we're interviewing people, and yeah.
Thank you for listening. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
we
We
really
never
appreciate
thought
it.
this would go anywhere.
No, absolutely not. So we appreciate you. You're the ones that are doing it for us. Let us know what more you want us to talk about.
Any suggestions of stories you want us to talk about, just send them to our email. Our socials are all over the place. We just really appreciate you.
Yeah, very much. And it's so much better to have a friend with two chins than two faces. All right, so we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
You've been listening to Life's Journey with Best Friends. For details on anything we've mentioned in the podcast, including photos, visit our website lifesjourneybff.com. You can also email us at lifesjourneybff@gmail.com or visit us on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. You can also view the videos of our episodes on YouTube.
Remember, no matter where life takes you, you are never alone when you have a best friend by your side. Until next time.